In an Eastern Conference with no Boston Celtics, no Philadelphia 76ers, no Milwaukee Bucks, and no Indiana Pacers, the question going into this season was who was going to be the top dog. A lot of people pointed towards the Cleveland Cavaliers, a team that seems to only struggle against the Boston Celtics and the Indiana Pacers. Some people looked in the direction of the Detroit Pistons, Cade Cunningham, the Pistons finishing as a top 6 seed last year, being number 1 going into the Eastern Conference playoffs. But the team that was rarely mentioned in those conversations as we approached April was the New York Knicks. Now, though, up 3-0 against the Cleveland Cavaliers, the New York Knicks are 1 win away from going to the NBA Finals. What's going on, guys? BoxInOne here, a basketball podcast and content creation platform created by roischand and Joachim. Let's just get straight into it. The New York Knicks have put belt on everybody they have faced in these NBA playoffs ever since losing to the Atlanta Hawks in CJ McCollum in Game 3 of the NBA playoffs in the first round. Again, I think the funniest takeaway from the New York Knicks run in the Eastern Conference this year is that the Atlanta Hawks so far are the only team to take 2 games off of the New York Knicks. But after that Game 3 loss, Karl Anthony Towns and Mike Brown discussed a new offense, an offense that would almost put Karl Anthony Towns in this point forward Draymond Green role, being the primary facilitator and offensive leader for the New York Knicks, leading the Knicks most of these playoffs in assists per game. And I just have to give a lot of credit to the depth of the New York Knicks and every single person being flexible in their role. Obviously, Jalen Brunson still the number 1 option, averaging almost 30 in these playoffs, 27 on 45, 38, 90 splits. He's doing incredible things, and again, showcasing to the world why he's one of the premier guards in the NBA. But Karl Anthony Towns, again, playing a completely different role, being the primary playmaker and facilitator, especially in transition. And that's one of the weapons for the New York Knicks that I feel like a lot of people aren't talking about. When this team wants to run, they will run you down. Looking at that Game 4 in Philadelphia where they blew them out of the water, Philly was getting ran down possession after possession after possession. Even this 9-1 start that the Knicks had against the Cavaliers today, they will run you down in transition. They will run you down in the open floor. And if your defenses are not set immediately, this team is so fast and so dangerous. You have Landry Shamet, you have McBride, you have Josh Hart, Cat, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges. All of these guys can shoot and knock shots down when open. If the defense collapses on Jalen Brunson driving, he's then going to find Josh Hart in the corner, or Bridges, or Anunoby. Worst case, pump fake, drive back in, kick out to Cat at the top of the key. That's 3 points right there. Or Cat drives in, then he finds Mikal still cutting on the other corner. I mean, it's just the way this Knicks offense runs. It's so crisp and it's so beautiful, and I feel like it's really weird watching Knicks basketball be this smooth. Not because it was impossible, but because I feel like for years in this Eastern Conference, ever since acquiring Jalen Brunson, it was so Jalen Brunson, Hesse, do him cuz basketball. But outside of that, they didn't have any other core identity. They didn't have another core playmaker. They didn't have the shooters that were consistent enough time and time again in the playoffs. It was Brunson, Cat, the rest of you guys. Maybe you'll show up, maybe you won't, but the guys are showing up in such ways in these series between the Hawks, Sixers, and now Cavaliers that it's not just Jalen Brunson do him cuz basketball. It's a complete conglomerate offensive effort, and it's just a spectacle and a beauty to watch. I think the thing about the playoffs that shows you how good a team is adaptability. Again, down 2-1 against the Atlanta Hawks, Jalen Brunson was getting attacked by CJ McCollum, by Nickeil Alexander-Walker, by most of the people on the Atlanta Hawks. That was the exploitable matchup. Jalen Brunson has not been exploited as much on the defensive end in the playoffs ever since that, right? When we look at the opposite end of the spectrum with the Cleveland Cavaliers, James Harden is still getting exploited, and Draymond Green said it best. He said that it is not James Harden's job to guard the best guards on the other team. Why are they not helping him out? Why are they not sending help? Why are they not saying, James, you just have to not give up a straight line drive. We will be there to back you up. It's just the fact that Mike Brown actually made those key adjustments and said, okay, Jalen Brown's getting hunted. Let me change the defense. Let me make sure that we have Mikal Bridges on James Harden instead of Jalen Brunson, which is an exploitable matchup. It's just really beautiful basketball that we're witnessing from the New York Knicks. They finally have an offensive identity, quick passes, getting in the lane, utilizing your size. Cat at the top of the key is the primary facilitator. Again, his court vision for a big man is incredible. I know we have the Jokic conversation in terms of point center, but Cat, if he keeps this up and New York does really good in the finals, he's also going to be in that upper echelon of centers that can score, rebound, and also facilitate an offense. That's really great to see. Again, Jalen Brunson, we cannot shout your praises enough, especially as a smaller lefty guard, doing what you're doing to these defenses absolutely incredible. Mikal Bridges having one of the most efficient playoff runs we have seen from a role player, shooting almost 70% from the floor, including 2-point and 3-point field goals. He's hooping, and that's really big for New York, especially after that 8 of 22 game he had in Game 3 against the Atlanta Hawks, where the Knicks did lose, and Mike Brown said, look, I know he's playing bad right now, but I have confidence in my guys, and I have confidence that Bridges is going to step into his own. Bridges has since done that. OG Anunoby, probably in my opinion, one of the most underrated players in the NBA. Really that next level of an Aaron Gordon type archetype in terms of shot creating, being able to guard 1 through 5 and have a positive impact. And people forget in 2024, when the Knicks lost to the Pacers in 7 games, OG Anunoby was not present for most of that series. He is a guy that his health has been up and down for the Knicks, but now he is fully healthy and showing why he's so valuable for this team. The Knicks just have so much depth. Again, McBride, they have Shamet, they have Hart, Bridges, Anunoby, Cat, Brunson. That is a really strong 7 players they have right there. And it's just really great to see the New York Knicks put it together, because it has been so long since the New York Knicks have looked this good. Arguably probably the best New York Knicks team we have not only seen in this decade, the best Knicks team we have seen in 2 decades. And if they continue this, they're either going to face the San Antonio Spurs or the Oklahoma City Thunder. And I've got to say, both of those matchups would be really fun to see, especially with how good the New York Knicks look right now. With that being said, though, guys, that is going to do it for us today. Again, as always, if you enjoyed the content, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow all of these socials in the description: TikTok, X, Twitter, YouTube where you're watching this video, Threads, Spotify, wherever you get your hoops content, we are there. Again, as always, if you enjoyed the content, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we will see you all in the next one.